When we hear earthquake, we should pray there shall be no loss of life.
Rescue workers are searching for survivors tonight after an earthquake struck central Myanmar, so powerful that tremors were felt in neighbouring Thailand and in southwestern China. To assess what's known about the impact of the disaster, her report contains some distressing images.
Cowering in shock, Buddhist monks caught between collapsing buildings. On the tarmac at Mandalay International Airport, you can see a plane sway from the force of the earthquake. Terrified passengers don't know what to do before they're directed to move further away from the building. In Myanmar's second largest city, there's panic on the streets. Mandalay, 10 miles from the epicentre, is home to 1.5 million people. Buildings dangerously disfigured and fallen in on themselves after the earth moved beneath them. This woman's trapped with her baby boy. Her legs are caught under rubble on the ground floor of a damaged building in the capital, Naypyidaw. A painstaking effort to get her free. We don't yet know the real scale of this disaster, but hospitals have been inundated with the injured. Brought in not by ambulance, but in whatever transport they can find. Treated on the street in the heat because of fear of aftershocks. So many wounded, the authorities have appealed to the public to donate blood.
While I was doing the housework, I felt shaking. It was very strong. I was afraid that the building would collapse, and as I went outside, I was hit by a cabinet that fell on me.
A high-level visit to the hospital by the internationally isolated military junta. The needs are so great that it's made a rare appeal for outside help. We want the international community to give humanitarian aid as soon as possible, the spokesman says. The damage has been indiscriminate. They watch in horror as a pagoda in Mandalay comes down. Cultural jewels, along with basic infrastructure, have been destroyed. And many areas have been cut off, with roads concertinaed and cracked, and the power and internet down. And that's just in territory controlled by the military government. Information from rebel-held areas, already reeling from recent fighting, is harder to come by. Hundreds of miles away in southwest China, a glimpse of the earthquake's ferocity and the fear that came with it. In Yunnan province, people are fleeing when they're suddenly engulfed by water from a high-rise swimming pool. But the focus of international concern is on Myanmar. Regardless of religion or politics, the hope is that the help now being mobilised by the UN will be allowed to reach everyone. One man who's been helping rescue people told the BBC that many remain under the rubble, screaming for help. And he said they desperately need equipment to save lives. So time is really of the essence. It's urgent now.
Absolutely. All right, Caroline, thank you. Caroline Hawley.
Oh yeah, flood, tornado, we should pray there should be no loss of life. So let us pray, let us pray.
Now, at least 34 people have been killed as tornadoes and extreme weather sweep the central and southern United States. The state of Missouri has recorded more fatalities than any other state, with extreme weather killing 12 people. High winds knocked out power to more than 250,000 homes and businesses in Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana and Mississippi. Laura Trant reports.
It's here. Look at all that debris. Oh my God.
It's a storm system that's whipped multiple tornadoes across several states in the South and Midwest.
Oh my God. Hey Mom, can you come down to the mobile home park and help us?
Here in Missouri, the rain poured as the winds tore through homes and businesses. Long-lasting tornadoes swept St. Louis. The National Weather Service gave multiple tornado warnings, urging people to get off the road to a shelter or basement. In Butler County, Missouri, communities assess the damage.
Everything around it here is really bad. The trailer park up the street had fatalities. So, I mean, we don't have nothing compared to anything like that. I still have a home, they don't.
The severe weather triggered deadly dust storms and fanned wildfires. There were evacuations in parts of Oklahoma as more than 130 fires were reported across the state.
Mom, be careful.
From winds, wildfires and sandstorms to blizzard conditions in colder areas as the weather sweeps east across the USA, with severe thunderstorms and flash floods expected along the east coast. Laura Trant, BBC News.
Let us pray, because some will happen in nature. Is nature. So let us pray that no matter what happens, there shall be no loss of life. When we hear earthquake, we should pray there shall be no loss of life. When we hear flood, tornado, we should pray there should be no loss of life. So let us pray. Let us pray.